Task 3, measurement drawing using a pencil and thumb method. So the aim here is to create a searching contour line drawing of a still life using the pencil and thumb measurement technique. So objectives really to develop objective drawing skills and to develop measurement skills using the pencil and thumb method. This sort of method is pretty much fundamental to objective drawing skills. So a brief recap. So in task 2, we produced a warm-up exercise to familiarise ourselves with the subject of the still life. We tried to capture form, perspective and proportion without taking our graphite stick off the paper at any point. This created a record of our looking and understanding of the still life, forming a foundation to build upon for task 3. So what do we need to do? Draw a still life using a searching contour line with a pencil and thumb method. So what's a searching contour line? A searching contour line can be used to capture the form of the subject, mapping the edges and the essence of the form. A searching line can capture the character of the form by introducing lines defining the form. In visual terms, these lines might not truly exist, but it will help to illustrate the 3D form on the 2D picture plane. So an explanation of how to use your eye along with your pencil and your thumb to estimate the proportions when drawing. So first up, place your body in a rigid position and extend your dominant arm, pencil in hand to its full length. Then place your thumb against the pencil as a gauge. Bring the pencil in line with your eye and the object you are measuring. Try and find one part of the subject that you can measure the rest of the objects against. In this case, you can see I've chosen a small element of the box. So the size of the mark you make on your drawing, in this case the width of the small element of the box, does not really matter. What matters is that the proportion of the mark in relation to your drawing and the still life and your index. So you can see here I'm going backwards and forwards, I'm constructing this drawing, but I'm using that small element of the cardboard box as my measuring point. As the drawing develops, you can use other sort of elements within the drawing. Although it's difficult to see from the video, what I've done in the process of this drawing is introduced each element. So I've started with the box, I've drawn the box, I've then drawn the can, put the can in place, then the milk bottle, and at each stage I've rubbed out elements of what I can see. This sort of process enables you to capture the sort of proportions and interrelationship between the objects. So when you're using this method, remember to keep your arm fully extended. Be accurate in how you use it. This process, though, of thumb and pencil method is fundamental to objective drawing. Sometimes you might sort of map the drawing out very quickly, but then spend some time sort of checking and rechecking. As I said, you can choose more than one index. I've chosen the corner of the box, but I've also got other indexes which I've worked from. So I'm constantly sort of going backwards and forwards, sometimes correcting, rubbing out, and trying to sort of get that sense of realism, trying to get that sense of the three-dimensional world on a two-dimensional plane. You can also work out angles and compound angles by mimicking the movement. So I might sort of place the pencil at an angle and then put that pen on the paper and repeat that sort of process so I get a feeling for the angle of things. So trying here, I'm drawing a sort of a horizontal sort of line, but I've checked that out by placing my pencil against the still life. Is that truly horizontal or is it a slight oblique angle? You can see in the sort of next sort of mini illustration, what I'm doing here is trying to sort of mimic that angle on the box. Then I put the pencil and flip it backwards and forwards from the 90 degree to the horizontal Just get that feeling of the angle. So what we've been doing here is using the method of finding measurement, proportion and angles when attempting an objective drawing. Using this method can estimate proportions and then be checked them with a fair degree of accuracy by employing the thumb and pencil method. This is done by simply placing your pencil and pen in your hand and then holding at arm's length between your eye, the object and what you're drawing.